Good afternoon, everyone. Keith Johnson, CPA here with your business beat for June 1st, 2021. Uh, Actually, kind of a lot to talk about today. The first draft of the 21-22 budget, which goes into effect um, October 1st. It's usually, it happens every year. This is for the federal government. um, was rolled out. Now it was rolled out Friday at 5 o'clock. Okay, so when something is rolled out at 5 o'clock on a Friday before a holiday weekend, you know that they're trying to hide something, and I kind of agree with that in this case. It's a $6 trillion budget, which is a fair amount larger than anything previously. And there's some tax implications which are pretty drastic. Now, again, this is the first draft, and this will be debated about over the next 2 or 3 months. But the thing that I'm worried about are the increase in capital gains tax. So we've talked about this before, and some of these bills have proposed an increase in capital gains tax. And we even said that there was a chance, unlikely, but a chance, that the changes would be made retroactive so as not people could prepare for. First iteration of the budget bill is to retroactively raise the capital gains tax. I think I'm hearing 28% for those going back to April 1st of 2021. So that time has already passed. So, it's going to be tough. It's going to be. Yeah, I don't think that will pass. I think the retroactive part will drop before the final version, but it is something definitely to keep an eye on. Again, this is the annual budget where defense expenditures, Social Security, Medicare, all of the entitlements and all of the mandatory and discretionary spending for the next fiscal year is set. So we'll just wait and see. But if you're an investor, I wouldn't be worried right now, but I would definitely be watching the news. So, but it's not something we haven't discussed before. So if you become a regular watcher of the Business Beat, you get some pretty good you can get some pretty good insight. Just a little shameless plug there. Uh, Unemployment will be released this week. Last month, as you know, the unemployment results pretty much sucked. Increase of only 267,000 jobs. We're hoping for a much bigger increase this time around. I don't think we're going to get a big increase. I think it's still going to be weak, and the reason for that is um, since the last unemployment report was come out, over 20 states have cut back or made a lot harder to get federal unemployment benefits, the extra $300 per week. And I think and that's going to be the incentive to get people to go back to work. However, um, a lot of those are a lot of those provisions, are taking effect now or will take effect at the end of June. So excuse me. So the effects of um, the cutting of the unemployment, people returning to work, I think that will, um, that won't be baked in by the time that the main unemployment figures come out. So I don't see a big. I don't think we'll lose jobs, but at the same time, I don't see a million job increase. Um, some other stuff that's coming out. budget deficits look like they are going to be near the planned budget deficit. If I remember right, for the first iteration, budget's around 1.8 billion or trillion, excuse me, trillion with a T, and so that's definitely not going to help interest rates or or the dollar. And we're already seeing, we're seeing it out in the public. You've been shopping around. We're seeing quite a few increases. OPEC today basically held the line on their production. So gas prices are going to be staying high for the foreseeable future, although I think it's getting to the point where shale producers will ramp up. But now we have a different administration in, so the drilling for oil is being restricted. I'm seeing where the Arctic oil leases are being reviewed, so that could be a big hindrance to the ramp up of oil. So I don't see a big relief in oil or gas prices anytime soon. I do see it more as the year continues to go on. Now, speaking of the year going on, today is June 1st, which means that you're in Florida. It's the first day of tropical storm and hurricane season. If you're in Florida, I believe it's next weekend. The sales tax holiday, it's a biggie every year. We have two big sales tax holidays. One for hurricane preparedness supplies, generators, batteries, things like that. And then, of course, you got your back to school in August. They are looking at an active season, and not as active as last year. Last year, I don't think it'll ever happen again in our lifetime. But I do think that we're going to see. I could see a run at the end of the alphabet, the regular hurricane list. I think there are 21 named storms. There are 21 names on the list. By the way, shout out, there's this meteorologist up in Boston. Her name is Sherry Spear. She's on Fox 25 in Boston. And she said that there is a conspiracy theory about this year's hurricane names. And the first one is, well, we've already had the first tropical storm. That was Anna. ANA, but Anna. And the fifth tropical storm of the year will be called Elsa. Okay. And you can see where I'm going with this. Now, if you flip over to the Pacific side, their hurricane season started May 15th, they have Olaf on their thing. So if you're a big fan of Frozen, and I like the movies, I like those movies, I think there is a conspiracy theory going on. So I got to give Sherry Spear credit for bringing that out. But I think, but it is going to be, and it could affect oil and gas prices too, depending on where they happen. So just for the next 6 months, stay tuned. Also, that's probably about it. I had a good Memorial Day weekend. Of course, we salute all of our brave men and women in uniform who have given their lives for the service, going back over 200 years. Their sacrifices we cannot, never will forget. And so I hope you took a little time out of your weekend to at least think about them and say a quick prayer for them. So let's keep that in mind going forward. But now it's June, and hurricane season, school ending, football season essentially starts next month with training camp opening up. And so, the year will be at the end of the year before you know it. So anyway, I will look at the headlines tomorrow. We'll try and be on a little earlier in the day. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And I just wish you all a happy evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.